Purposes of dramatic clarity, some scenes were recreated and the order of events rearranged. In 1984, an extraordinary quest began by legendary explorer and filmmaker Al Giddings, one of the most honored undersea filmmakers of our times. His new commission: to document the myths, monsters, and marvels of the deep. To film inner space as it had never been seen before. Not through his eyes, but yours. Thus began a search for a special person to join him. A woman without any previous diving experience. Her quest, the ultimate human adventure. His quest, a new vision of the Earth's most forbidden frontier. Their true story became OceanQuest. Tonight, an encounter with the sea's most feared animal.
She's really gutsy.
A great white shark.
I like to see when, in fact, blood goes into the water. In fact, the shark starts to behave a little bit differently. Just how quickly does it respond to the stink of the blood in the water?
Face to face against white death. You may have seen this announcement before. On April 27, 1984, it appeared in publications around the world. You may have responded. Thousands did. Only one would be chosen. Shawn Weatherly, Los Angeles, California. Raised in South Carolina by her father, a retired Air Force pilot. Her mother died when Shawn was 9. Despite the loss, Shawn grew up a wholesome, beautiful, and goal-oriented young woman. And in 1980 was crowned Miss Universe. Her qualifications for OceanQuest: a woman, under 25, in peak condition. Ocean knowledge, none. Snorkeling experience, none. Diving experience, an absolute novice.
I'm not sure exactly why I did it, but when they said, you know, a year of your life for the adventure of your life, I thought, wow, that sounds like a good bargain.
You know, all my life I've been filming whales and sea snakes and sharks and all kinds of wild critters, and I've always felt there's been something missing.
You know, all my life people have told me, you're going to get by on your looks, don't worry about it.
I couldn't photograph myself. I mean, all the emotions and those things that I felt and the blood surging and all of that, I couldn't convey. But I could by putting another human being in the scene.
I wanted to prove to myself that I was more than a pretty face.
It was absolutely imperative that whomever took the job had to go the distance, had to be with us for the entire year.
I also wanted to make a commitment to something. I wanted to follow it through. I wanted to take OceanQuest and survive it.
My personal quest was to produce the most exciting ocean adventure ever recorded.
In the end, I did have to ask myself, why am I doing it?
To convey that through the emotions of a neophyte.
Because it really was the adventure of a lifetime. The chance to test myself, to find out who the hell I was.
The tests begin.
And nothing gets me down.
A rigorous 30-day trial.
You gotta talk. I sing the toughest song around.
Failure, and Shawn will be replaced.
I know.
For Shawn,
Baby, just how you feel.
only one chance.
Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump.
The regimen, intensive. Physical, mental, emotional.
Hi, Daddy. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, zooming back in my frame, holding my position.
Shawn must learn to live with a camera relentlessly trained on her for 1 year.
Sorry, let me just get my focus.
Giddings' concept put to every imaginable test. Can a neophyte go the distance? 1 year, 8 oceans, 90,000 miles. A novice female diving with the toughest guys in the business.
Okay, you rested? Let's go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
An enormous responsibility.
Come on, get away. Climb out, climb out. You're doing really good. You couldn't even spell snorkel yesterday. You ready?
No.
Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump.
Snorkeling test, passed. Scuba test, passed. While Shawn painstakingly practices for the most dangerous test, an ocean ascent from 100 feet without air tanks, if and when she is ready.
If there's one rule to really remember, regardless of depth or time, it's don't hold your breath. If you swam to the surface from 100 feet and held your breath, your lungs would expand 4 times their normal size, which is impossible. They'd tear and rupture before that, okay?
The physiological reactions of the human body underwater must be burned in Shawn's memory. For one reason: survival.
Shark cage.
What, to keep sharks in?
People.
The lock's the most important part. Doesn't hold. Then the door doesn't hold.
The kelp beds of California.
Get it in, jump, jump. Go ahead and jump.
Shawn's first ocean dive. She must never forget the sea as a beguiling creature. Alive, wondrous, deadly. Demanding concentration to the absolute. Test passed. Now a certified diver.
What'd you think of that? Huh?
So beautiful.
That's just the beginning for you. You're going to see some things that will really humble you.
Lights, Rich. Thought that might get your attention. You have just seen the most dangerous fish in the world.
Dr. John McCosker briefs Giddings on the first quest. Great white sharks.
What I want to do in these experiments is to imitate all the ways in which humans are being attacked.
A robot TV camera, which can go where humans can't, down to 400 feet, undergoes preliminary trials.
Let's see that What's Toto?
Well, it seems like it has its own personality, so I thought it should have a name.
like that dog that followed Dorothy around, except this time it's going to follow Shawn around.
Toto passes every test. And Shawn believes she too is ready for her final test, the deep ocean ascent, without air tanks.
The idea is to put a line in the water with a weight on it down to 100 feet. And Rich will jump in with you and take you to 100 feet. And at 100 feet, you want to take off your gear. All your gear except a mask and fins, okay?
Right.
The last breath off the regulator, then hand over hand up the line. Imagine a 10-story skyscraper, huh? You're going to take one breath, and if you do it right, that breath will sustain you for the whole 10 stories. What's the most important thing you got to remember?
To keep blowing air out as you go up.
Yeah, not hold your breath. Why don't you want to hold your breath?
You'll get an embolism.
Okay. Right, exactly. So, don't?
Hold your breath. Keep blowing out. Blow and go.
Exactly. Blow and go.
Giddings carefully lays out and checks the course. Suddenly, a complication. Giddings himself hit by disorientation, shortness of breath.
Down. I feel really terrible. I mean, or something's going on. Do you know if they have any oxygen on board?
I don't know. I'll go ask the skipper.
Huh?
I'll ask the skipper.
Why don't you go to see if they've got, you know, maybe a couple of bottles, huh?
Roger, I'm talking to the victim here. His signs are one time were anxiety, numbness on his right side, his fingers and joints. At this point, we're proceeding down the front side of the island going west, heading towards the lee of the island, so as we do need you, it will be easier for the helicopter.
Shawn, as yet, is unaware of Giddings' condition.
Al had a little problem, and he's okay. He's okay.
What are you filming?
I'm all right, sweetheart.
It's okay.
I'm all right. Shawn, I'm all right.
It's all right. It's over. It's
No,
okay.
I'm not.
What did you do happen?
I just got dizzy on the deck, and I think
Looked like you got a little
had a
bubble.
little bubble in my bloodstream, and
Oh, God. We could take him to decompression chamber. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
it's past, honey. It's past. It's all right. It really is. I'm fine.
Okay, I'll stay here. I'll stay here.
I'm glad they had the oxygen. Oxygen is the quickest and best thing you can do.
We're supposed to know how long he was down for.
Tell him not to panic. He's pretty well
San
away.
Diego, Roger.
Everything's all right.
Could you tell me whether he lost consciousness?
Is an embolism like a stroke?
It's a little bubble that's come out of his lungs, and it gets up into his brain, and it traps itself into a very small blood vessel and cuts the supply of blood off. And that's sort of like a stroke.
How do you feel?
Okay. Little
Space.
Roger, Coast Guard, this is Charisma returning. We feel we will not need an air vac out of here. We're stable, and nothing else. This will be the...
God, you had us pretty worried last night.
The next morning,
Yeah, sort of got my attention there for a while.
definite improvement. Diagnosis, a minor lung infection.
I didn't know what to believe. It's just, I wasn't used to the cameras being around. I couldn't believe you were laying on the bed without oxygen, and it just really shocked me.
And we were playing by the rules. A clue to, how easily it can happen, how vulnerable we are. Imagine if you really broke the rules, 100 miles offshore and 5 hours by helicopter to the nearest chamber.
That'd be it.
It'd get pretty, it'd get real exciting fast.
There's nothing you could do.
The final test will proceed as planned.
Hold on, it'll take about 4 minutes or so, and Rich will be right on your tracks, all the way up, huh?
Okay.
Shawn's free ascent.
The thing to do is not hold your breath. We talked about that that length, okay?
Okay.
So just nice, easy, hand over hand.
Let's go. I'm ready.
You're more relaxed than I am. Blow and go. Exhale.
Ready.
Okay? Go.
The free ascent test simulates the worst emergency underwater: empty tanks. Shawn must prove that she can reach the surface from a depth of 100 feet on one breath of air. Every precaution is taken for her safety. A free ascent should never be attempted without strict supervision.
She's really gutsy, you know it?
The breathing gear is ditched. One last breath to ascend the height of a 10-story skyscraper.
There's some air coming now. They're on their way. Taken a lot longer than I thought.
Halfway home. Qualified. OceanQuest can begin. And Shawn's quest as well. To measure her courage, commitment, and confront her deepest fears. The adventure begins. A year at sea begins.
Okay. Down.
The knee nail,
That's good.
a shark boat,
Hold it.
California, 8,527 miles away.
Ow! Ow!
Hi, what's doing?
Is this the boat?
This is the boat. How was the flight?
It was a long one.
Huh? You have any trouble finding it?
I know. I asked the taxi driver.
Get it out of the bag.
This is the boat I'm staying on?
This is the boat. You excited about this? Too tough. You have to. Let me put this on the floor here. All right, get settled in. I've got to finish with those cages and all. Nice that you're here. I'll see you a little later.
Destination, a point 19 miles south of harbor, appropriately named Dangerous Reef. On board, 5 tons of shark bait.
You gotta get the grinder for the tuna to keep it fresh and mint. So you gotta do 25 pounds an hour. Just continually grind it. Leave that stuff out and let it thaw. Just keep it grinding, mix with the blood. Never ending grind, day and night.
The scientific quest led by Dr. John McCosker.
We haven't gotten enough information. In previous trips with Giddings, we've been able to tag sharks, but we really want the big picture. Now, we know more about trout. We know more about goldfish than we do about sharks.
A battery of experiments. Ultimate goal, learn why sharks attack man. To attract the animal, Rodney Fox, famed Australian shark expert, ladles a smelly juice into the ocean. Its prime ingredient, fresh blood.
Hey, Al, what do you see?
Nothing.
Okay, pull her out, Rich.
Okay, I got it.
Bait offers no guarantee of success. Great whites can go weeks without feeding.
I don't see anything now. Huh? Anybody?
When hungry, the animal is ravenous.
Rodney's sure timid.
There he is, right
Oh.
there.
Hey,
There he is.
grab the line.
There he goes.
There you go. Right there, man. About to take it.
They haul the 3,000-pound animal closer for slow motion photography. Giddings in position. Close. Too close.
Here he comes. Oh my God.
I can't believe that. Look at it.
Jaws in action, as few have seen. Eyes rotated back for protection. Three-inch triangular teeth, serrated like saw blades. The jaws unhinged to spread 4 feet wide. First experiment, time the acceleration of attack. Never before measured. McCosker must hand spear a telemetric device into a living shark.
Be ready, John, because we're going to go real quick, huh? Okay.
Position, the slippery dive platform.
Okay, John, we're throwing more bait in. Watch that spear. Okay, watch the spear.
Now to entice the shark as close to McCosker as possible.
Well, as soon as he gets on the bait, just keep it out in front of him so he doesn't take it, huh? You know, bring him right into John so John can stick him.
Here he comes.
Here he is.
Yeah, right there. I see him. Later. Here he comes. Here. Yeah, right there. Come on. Look out. Come on.
no harm to the shark. Experiment report. For the first time, the speed of a great white clocked. 3.2 miles per hour. Barely the pace of a man walking. Next, the human experiments. The hunter. The hunted.
I'm surprised they're so timid. I mean, it looks
man.
perfect.
You wanted to get attacked by a shark, you couldn't do it any better.
Experiment 2.
I'm surprised it hadn't hit it yet, even though it is a dummy.
A human effigy.
Easy on the bony parts, it doesn't pack as well. This stuff really does have the equivalency of human flesh.
Object. Document the force of a shark bite.
Be able to hypothesize exactly what happens to a human floating at the surface. We can tell by the depth of penetration, and we can tell by the breakage what the bone damage will be.
Easy. Watch the glass.
How are you going to know what the bone damage will be?
Oh, that's easy. Just examine the bones afterwards.
For Toto, the robot diving camera, an extraordinary first mission. Photograph an attack underwater in shark-infested waters.
Okay, out over the water and up.
That's good. Down, down, down.
Got it.
This time, the experiment on a surfboard, frequent target of great whites. Despite the sharks, the divers free jump into the cage with scant margin for error.
Careful!
Toto's pictures relayed to a video screen and tape recorded for scrutiny. For Shawn, a video adventure. Toto will transmit from outside the cage.
Can you see the shark? Point to it, please.
Camera positions reveal a case of mistaken identity. From above, a surfer, but from below, the surfer's silhouette bears remarkable resemblance to a seal, the shark's favorite food.
There he is.
Now the classic stalking maneuver. A slow, ever-decreasing spiral.
You think he'd bite Toto?
I don't know.
The circles tighten. Suddenly, a headlong charge. Toto takes the offensive.
Okay, let's go. long as I can stay behind him.
Another charge. No collision. Toto makes his move. 40 pounds of wire and metal versus 3,000 pounds of shark. And great white, intimidating.
You're okay now, Rich. We got it right here.
The incident points to a provocative hypothesis.
Let's get him to the surface, then we'll pull you around. Otherwise, we'll get all hung up.
The shark, seemingly confused by aggressive behavior.
Rich, any marks in it?
A theory Giddings has long held and notes for the future.
Nothing in the cable?
Everything's fine.
One shark's nothing.
The surfboard test continues.
The way the hands are doing, the face posture is just perfect.
Here he comes.
He sees it.
There's an animal right there.
How long you...
Only a nudge.
If that was a real person, it would be just jittering, vibrating. Its heart would be beating right out of its chest. That shark would be really responding to different stimuli. Watch this, this could be it.
Hey, this isn't working. Let's pull the cage out and get rid of the distraction.
Hey, Rod, we're taking the cage out. It's confusing the shark. I see. Good. Okay, get ready. We're taking you out. I think they'll take it if we're out of the way.
Here he comes.
I thought they were going to take... Where's the action master? Look at that.
Unbelievable. You see that? I can't believe it.
Oh, he's dragging it. Oh, God.
Tactic, bite and spit. Wound, then wait for prey to hemorrhage and weaken.
Can you imagine if that was a real person?
Now, move in for the spoils.
Take this down with us. Swimming away with it.
Remove for uninterrupted eating, away from other sharks.
John, the first piece we picked up had part of the rib cage and the skull. The skull's cracked in half. And then the second piece was a leg bone. Pelvis, and it's cracked in half as well. All the ribs are cracked right through. I'm amazed any of them survived it. Also, see if you can find any wetsuit material. There should be a floating wetsuit. He took it and swam a long way with it.
Yes.
We found some remnants. Not much.
What do you got, Paul? Hey, don't lose it. Don't lose it. Be careful.
There's the cranium, which was in the leg.
Look at the teeth here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at those for teeth.
Do you see the mark?
Experiment report. Jaw force on human bones. Devastating.
Look at that
angle.
bolt. Look at this. The teeth marks.
Now confirmed as 800 pounds per square inch. Experiment 3. Witness an attack. In the water.
These animals are going to weigh 1,500 pounds. I mean, really healthy and capable of doing a number on the cage if they get tangled up in anything. And it's not the one you're looking at, it's the one that's behind you. John's real interested in shooting, as we have in the past, the bite business where the animals come up and take the bait. So I'll be using a high-speed camera, trying to get that moment where the shark comes up and opens its mouth and the eye rotates back and the teeth jut forward, and John's really been studying sort of the anatomy.
I'd like to see that on film. That'll be important to have. You're not going to be able to keep careful record in your own mind. In fact, none of us can. You can only do it by reviewing the films after we get out of the water. A couple of other things I'd like to see. I'd like to see when, in fact, the blood goes into the water, if, in fact, the shark starts to behave a little bit differently, just how quickly does it respond to the stink of the blood in the water? I'd like you to just keep your eyes open, get an idea. Once the thrill is over, immediately just start watching them. Get an idea of the various things they do.
Just a little encouragement after all these things that have been said here. In 20 years I've been out here, we haven't actually lost anybody or had any very bad accidents.
The idea is to put us in the water. We'll boat jump in, they'll pick the cage up and they'll haul it out and they'll lower it in, you know, out by the chain. Huh? Take it up a little. All right, push it out.
As a safety precaution, Shawn will not free jump into the cage. A neophyte might easily panic, miss the opening, a possibly fatal mistake. Instead, Shawn enters the cage topside, which will be lowered into the water by winch and rope.
Check the drones! Okay, lower away.
Watch it. Watch it.
The cage floating free in sharp water. Emergency rescue. An auxiliary line lifts the cage from the water.
You all right?
Great. That's it. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. Take her away. Not so fast.
Still want to make this dive? Okay, okay. All right, hang on.
Now, Shawn must free jump.
There's the second one. There must be 3 down there.
Because of the limited air supply, the sharks must be attracted before the dive.
Yeah. Here it comes.
For Giddings, a jump made hundreds of times. For Shawn, this is the first time. Giddings has assured her she does not have to dive.
Are they around anywhere?
No, everything's fine. Jump in, okay? Let's go.
Okay?
Around the cage?
Look, I'll drop down out of the way. Now, as soon as I'm clear, you go, okay?
Pull the cage closer.
Just jump right in here. You have
Can you
to pull the
it
cage.
closer?
Huh?
Pull the cage closer.
Yeah, it'll be closer.
Okay, you ready, Shawn?
Yeah, just a second. Catch my breath.
Put your mouthpiece in.
Go.
Wait a minute. I think I should sit down.
Jump in.
Jump in that hole.
I think I should sit down and slide in.
What happened?
I got scared. I'm coming right now.
Got to jump?
I have to jump?
Yeah.
I can't crawl in?
No?
Okay. I'm coming.
Are you telling her what's happening to somebody? Yeah.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Jump.
the stalk begins.
We got big fish right there. Oh my God! What a basket! Look at that fish! Look at her! Oh!
The shark is one of the sea's most volatile animals. The goal? Work them into a feeding frenzy.
Back for it again. Goes back against the wall.
Something's wrong.
Here, I got it.
What's wrong?
Is she all right?
I'm not going down there again. It's too close. There's 4 or 5 of them down there. You never know where they're coming from, and they're all around you.
But not on the inside. Shawn, you want to go to your cabin and get cleaned up?
Yeah. Take off.
Great start.
Despite Shawn's panic, the experiments reveal critical information about shark attack tactics and strike force. Speed, surprisingly slow. Attracted by shape and scent cues. A preference for surface attack from the rear. And the most fascinating, a shark's confused response to aggressive behavior, which encourages Giddings to consider the unthinkable. Get out of the cage with a great white.
Shouldn't be that much of a problem.
It only is if you're bitten, Al. These are unpredictable animals. They're predictably unpredictable. We're down there. You get out of this cage, you're asking for it.
There's no question in my mind. If they had a clue, the advantage they have on the bottom, they'd come in and take you like that. But I don't think they do, and I think they're real nervous.
As a human being and a friend of yours, I think you're making a big mistake.
I'm just sure, John, that the animal won't take me.
And if you're wrong?
It's hard for you to understand, like, coming out here and working with sharks and diving every day.
Wait. Are you afraid of the diving? I mean, you feel you're not experienced enough?
Yeah, that too. That has a lot to do with it.
You having second thoughts about this shoot or the whole 10-month commitment?
For 10 months. If I had more experience, if I knew more what I was doing, if I could...
It's your decision.
If I had the experience that you guys have, if I was a professional like you are.
If you're really unhappy, then I guess
you have to leave.
For Giddings, a daring concept, OceanQuest, on the brink of failure. For Shawn, her commitment and quest in jeopardy. Next on OceanQuest, a confrontation with the sea's most feared monsters.
Like dealing with flying razor blades.
For Shawn Weatherly, a final test. A fateful decision.
Really think I gotta quit?
It's a pretty heavy decision.
And another decision. Al Giddings leaves the safety of the cage to challenge a great white shark. Some scenes were recreated and the order of events rearranged. OceanQuest, the true adventure continues. Tonight, a confrontation with the sea's most feared monsters.
It's like dealing with flying razor blades. You could stand out there for 20 minutes and shoot all you wanted.
Al Giddings goes head-on with the great white, leading a safari to the ocean's most dangerous jungles.
Put your hands up over your face mask, or lay on your stomach. You know, the only possibility of getting nailed is in the face, all right?
For Shawn Weatherly, a test that takes her to the limits of her endurance.
You get this incredible clarity about life through death.
Face to face with her own worst fears.
They'll just shred everything in sight, including people.
Tonight, Giddings leaves the safety of the cage to meet the challenge of a beast called White Death. OceanQuest, the true saga. So far, undersea explorer Al Giddings embarks on the adventure of a lifetime.
All the emotions and those things that I felt, I couldn't convey. But I could by putting another human being in the scene.
With Shawn Weatherly, a woman without any diving experience, selected from thousands of applicants, certified as a diver to be the eyes and ears for millions.
I wanted to follow it through. I wanted to take OceanQuest and survive it.
On their last quest, Shawn and Al came face to face with a great white shark, leading Giddings to consider getting out of the cage, and Shawn to think about quitting the OceanQuest team. The great white experiments continue.
Make sure you check for leaks. I don't want any holes, okay?
A weighted mannequin will be dropped in the shark-infested waters.
How much weight are you going to put in?
I'm putting about 55 pounds in. And then
Most strikes occur on the water's surface. This experiment will determine how and if the beast attacks a human form on the sea floor.
I see John and Rodney in one cage, and Chuck and myself in the other cage with the mannequin. I'd rather that Shawn stay here.
The reason? Shawn's panic yesterday.
And everything but
Her indecision whether to continue OceanQuest.
Consider what I suggest is going to happen.
Dr. John McCosker, California Academy of Sciences, directs the experiment.
Sharks will swim by, they'll look at it, they'll ignore it. There's no odor coming off of it.
Okay.
So let's start with the most sterile of all situations. And then if that doesn't work, then we begin adding odor, then we add motion, then we do all these other things.
Giddings believes an aggressive attitude could ward off attack, a theory that cannot be tested by a lifeless mannequin.
The worst possible scenario would be to be on the bottom, having used that spare bottle to breathe off of and not have enough
Air
to blow
supply
the
must be
tank.
closely monitored.
I mean, you'd be forced to swim out. I mean, you'd end up opening a door, looking around, making the sign of the cross, and taking off to the surface.
That's good. Hey, quiet down so it doesn't swing. Pull out, heater, pull out. That's it. We got one connected to the
The action will be filmed from inside a protective cage. These never-before-filmed images will hopefully document great white stalking and attack maneuvers in deep water. The coast cleared. But only for a moment. The classic stalking behavior. A gradually decreasing spiral, then attack from the rear. But the shark is attracted to the cage, perhaps living human scent. The animal departs. Step 2. Does scent indeed attract a great white?
How long have they been down?
About 35 minutes.
The mannequin now baited. Within seconds, the animal returns. A tentative approach. Saw-blade teeth impale the victim. The violent whipping sinks the teeth even deeper.
Walt, give me that pole, hurry up.
Look at the bite marks in the foam. Get him, he's got his head out of the water.
Tie it on to here, don't pull it in.
Okay, here we go.
I got the link. Got it.
The evidence clearly demonstrates that scent is a decisive factor in shark attacks.
It was big enough to swallow you. That shark was that big around because you could reach out and touch it. There wasn't magnification. You could see how big the shark was.
Can you imagine if you were in that? I mean, he would have just, and the pounding.
The arms busted, huh?
Just tore the backpack totally off.
I wonder if that's from a shark bite. See that big gash there?
It is. It was there.
Most dramatic thing, just took it and shook it and shook it and shook it and shook it for 3 minutes, or 2 minutes. Just where did I go? Pounded it. Could you hear it?
Yeah.
I mean, you could hear. Never
Giddings now intends to test if sharks sense human emotions, the only way possible.
If you got out just then, do you think that guy would have taken you?
I wouldn't have liked to have taken the chance.
Rodney, I think you could get out there, and if you were still and not kicking away from them or swimming away from them, but just watching them and turning in a circle like that and shooting, I think you could stand out there for 20 minutes and shoot all you wanted.
Precisely what Giddings proposes to do. Go face to face with a great white, outside the cage, and attempt to show no fear. The filmmaker carries his camera to photograph, to fend off. The strategy? Face the animals to prevent normal rear attack. A second animal. The stalking pattern broken by Giddings' aggressive behavior. Giddings finds it increasingly difficult to keep both sharks in front. Now the sharks can approach from any direction. Dramatic evidence and aggressive attitude may forestall a shark attack if seen before the strike. But further experiments are necessary before scientific conclusions can be drawn.
It was that close. Kept going around and we passes after passes.
Giddings is convinced he's right.
Quite an experience, right?
Were you running tapes all the time?
the whole time.
I mean, nobody's ever pushed it like this. One time I was shooting the ROV, and he passed between me and the ROV just like this and turned around and came back. You would turn sideways, and he would go, and he'd give you a big wide arc, and then he'd come in intent on sort of sneaking up on you, and if you turned around at that point, he'd go, whoa, a big wide circle again.
Shawn's feelings. An outsider. No longer a part of the team. Buoyed by the great white experiments, Giddings will next document other predators of man and how human emotions can invite or deter attack. A new chainmail suit will undergo trial in an encounter with reef sharks.
I can't imagine a gray shark getting through the mesh. I'm really excited to use them. You want to wear one of these, Shawn? She's not so sure. But I thought I'd just take a minute to go through the missions that are coming up. Number one, we'll get into the myths and monster business, which will include moray eels, sea snakes, all of the bad guys. Probably some work at night. And
And the idea is to really sort of look at these guys fairly, both sides. Number two is going to see us involved with gray reef sharks again. And you all know my feelings on that subject. I mean, they are as high speed, high voltage, and as highly dangerous as we've ever done. Shawn, you'll be in the water again with sharks, huh? The feeding frenzy business is really of interest, and that's the focus.
I really think I gotta quit.
It's a pretty heavy decision. A lot of ramifications. I think you gotta think about it.
Shawn decides to quit.
Hello?
Mr. Giddings, this is Shawn's brother. I need to speak to her.
She just went out for a walk. Is there something wrong?
I'm afraid I have some bad news. Dad, he had a heart attack today.
Shawn's father,
We got him to the hospital.
52 years old, in peak condition. His massive coronary, fatal.
You know, after Daddy's death and the changes I felt that I'd had in my life, I really didn't know whether OceanQuest was important to me anymore. I mean, I know had it been Daddy, he would have said, finish the job out. Responsibility and dependability were the most important things to him. He was always there. But on the other hand, to me, you know, having my brothers be the only relatives I had left, and the fella I'd been dating I really depended on, scared me. I didn't want to leave him. I thought more importantly was to stay home and nurture these relationships that were the last bit of foundation that I had. I just didn't know what to do. And there really wasn't anybody to ask. Make my own decision. And it was so strange the way that Daddy's death really brought a certain clarity about life to me. What's important?
After Shawn's father passed away, I wasn't really sure whether we'd see her again, and in fact had mixed emotions about that. On one hand, I felt that not having that responsibility would be a great weight off my shoulders. Yet on the other hand, I knew that we'd all miss her a lot. I'd always felt that Shawn's eyes, emotions, and experiences that America would live the OceanQuest Odyssey. And I knew, without question, that without Shawn, there wouldn't be any show, any OceanQuest, any series, really.
Your attention, please. Pan Am flight number 815, Sydney, Australia, is now boarding at
No word in 2 weeks.
all passengers holding first registration. Proceed to the boarding area.
See you again.
I missed you.
Nice to have you back with the group.
Nice to be back.
I thought you weren't going to make it.
Well, a little late, but that's me.
That's you, huh? Come on. Let's go, huh?
OceanQuest continues.
We got about 10 minutes, huh?
The Oz, research and production vessel of OceanQuest. Destination, an undersea jungle. The team will confront the sea's most feared monsters to document what is true, what is myth. First assignment, find, engage, and capture a sea snake for scientific study.
I think if you get on to a snake or you're holding a snake, if they really start to struggle or you feel resistance, just let them go.
In mythology, the sinister serpent of the sea.
I said, take the snake behind the head, and you can guide him around.
A wanton killer.
And if your arm is the snake, she grabbed the animal behind the head, and the animal started to pull back. Then pretty soon the snake's eyes were bulging out, and the head was squeezing down through her hand, and the snake was actually distorting its mouth, trying to bite her hand because she had such a chokehold on it. She looked at me and said, what do I do? And she had this great big olive wrapped around her neck, and I went, go like that.
An olive sea snake, 10 times as lethal as a cobra. So deadly, only few adversaries. And one of them, man. The hunter, Shawn Weatherly. The strategy, grasp from behind, away from the venomous fangs. One bite could be fatal. Giddings close by to film and support the capture. Initial resistance. Defensive posture. Shawn instinctively adopts a non-aggressive approach, gradually stroking and soothing the snake into capture. Fiction, a malevolent serpent. Fact, submissive to human contact. In contrast to great whites, this creature defends itself when threatened. The snake's attack behavior will now be thoroughly observed in a scientific aquarium.
I never thought I'd get this close to a snake.
Look at that guy. Hey, he's in great shape.
Next, an encounter with a legendary sea monster.
Well, the animal that we're going to see has long been felt by some to be the basis of the idea of the sea serpent. I guess ever since there has been a recorded history, this animal has been thought, as I think, that it is the sea serpent. It's in here. Al, Shawn, come on, I'll show it to you.
Dr. Frederick Aldrich, marine biologist, specialist in giant squids and octopus.
There it is. This is the The giant squid. The giant squid in Newfoundland. Al, want to help us with that? Oh, it's not that big, sure.
Oh.
It has the 8 arms, the beaks, the suckers.
Is that what these little mushroom
Yes.
things look just like mushrooms?
They do, but they got teeth.
Oh, great.
Feel.
Mushroom with teeth.
When the sucker fastens, it holds by suction, the teeth sink in, and then the suckers twist on the stalk. So you're really held tight. The director of the aquarium wanted to know if I wanted to shake hands with the octopus. And I said, yeah, I'll shake hands with anybody. And I shook hands with the octopus, and lo and behold, it began to pull me into the tank.
Are you serious?
I'm deadly serious.
Oh, my God. Al, I don't think I'm going to do that dive.
You'll be all right.
Do these eat people, too?
They do know the taste of human blood and of human flesh. When there has been death because of an octopus bite, it is usually that the person has a problem, and I don't think
The problem is they got in the water.
What's that?
How many feet of water?
85 feet. See the white spots?
Look rocks to me.
Toto, the robot camera, will locate the creature. In sea lore, a monster that could crush ships and strangle sailors. Some call the grotesque beast the incarnation of the devil.
Rich, to the right a little more. What do you think? Hover down. Let's look under that ledge.
Legend has it no human can escape its 8-armed stranglehold.
Look at that. Look at that. Right there. That's an animal right there. That's a mammal right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 suckers, and the arms are all folded over. I didn't think we'd find one. I thought we'd find
To
it.
debunk these myths, Giddings challenges Shawn to a wrestling match with the octopus.
Jump in there and grab him. You ready?
Clearly, Giddings knows something Shawn doesn't.
Al, what if it starts to grab my regulator and pull it out of my mouth?
You know, you start pulling and tearing, you can count on it. I mean, pull your mask off.
Do they squeeze you when they put their arms around you?
Yeah. Something that
Strangle you?
I'm not going to strangle you. Not going to strangle you. Big bear hug. Come on. Come on.
In the near corner, a master of disguise, chameleon, escape artist. Shawn in the grip of an 8-arm headlock. The octopus clearly has the upper hand. Suddenly, an escape maneuver. And then the creature flees. As Giddings dramatically documents, the animal is wholly non-aggressive. Contrary to myth, one of the sea's shyest creatures, most of its time spent in hiding. July 24th. For Shawn, a special day.
This is the best birthday I've ever had.
Come on.
In preparation for more demanding dives, Shawn gains proficiency with the equipment.
The first day you put those on,
It felt like about 1,000 pounds.
you said, I'll never make it. I'll never make it with these.
A new respect for the elements.
How much you want to bet I come up with more air?
I bet you chocolate sundae.
Okay.
You have to drink it if you lose.
And a growing affinity with the creatures of the deep.
Swaying room as the music starts, strangers making the most of the dark. Two by two their bodies become one. I see you through the smoky air. Can't you feel the weight of my stare? You're so close but still a world away. What I'm dying to say is that I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you know it's true. I never wanted anyone like this. It's all brand new. You'll feel it in my kiss. I'm crazy for you. Crazy for you. Trying hard to control my heart. I walk over to where you are. Eye to eye, we need no words at all. Slowly now we begin to move. Every breath I'm deeper into you. Soon we two are standing still in time. If you read my mind, you'll see I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you know it's true. I never wanted anyone like this. It's all brand new. You'll feel it in my kiss. You'll feel it in my kiss because I'm crazy for you. Touch me once and you know it's true. I never wanted anyone like this. It's all brand new. You'll feel it in my kiss. I'm crazy for you. Crazy for you. Crazy for you. Crazy for you.
The next quest, the moray eel. Supposedly a man-killer with jaws that rival a shark for sheer destructive power.
I don't think I need to emphasize the importance of everybody staying together. I mean, people have wrist lights and all of that, but if for some reason you got on the surface and downstream of the boat, it could get real exciting. The first person to know that it's all over for them for that dive is you. So
A host of other predators feed and ambush at night.
If there's any deep holes or crevices, keep your hands out. A moray, by mistake, might hit your fingers. If a moray took your hand and you jerk your hand back, you know, you just strip the flesh from your fingers. Their teeth are just needle sharp. Okay?
Okay. I'll wear gloves.
Okay.
the sea's floor. Hidden in a lair, coiled to strike passing prey, its tail anchored for leverage. Giddings attempts to lure a moray out. Needle-sharp, back-angled fangs. The harder a prey pulls away, the deeper the puncture. Shawn volunteers to hand-feed the creature. Now, even closer. These astonishing pictures dispel misconceptions about the moray eel. Contrary to myth, the creature is not a mindless man-killer. As Shawn sees firsthand, the moray is social, curious, docile. Almost comprehending. More evidence that undersea animals sense human affection or fear.
I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty scary.
That moray was backed in there in such a position that I said to Chuck, I'm afraid he'll stick you in the chest or something. Just amazing.
Everything down there seems bigger than life, you know? It's just all huge. Even the little fish are big.
2,300 pounds.
You know what's so weird? It's like at night, or you can hear everything more. It's like the bubbles and everything sound real eerie. That was fun.
Huh?
I like it. Do another night dive.
Next, a shark feeding frenzy.
Funny underwater. I feel like I belong, like one of the fish. It's like having my own little fantasy world underwater. All my troubles and problems go away. Forget about Daddy and being lonely. But come topside, I get up out of the water, I take my wetsuit off, and it's all back to reality again. I don't belong.
There's little question that a feeding frenzy of gray reef sharks is no place for a novice. I mean, it's like dealing with flying razor blades. They're fast, 30 knots, formidable, really dangerous animals. I'm afraid that if we try to shoot it by hand and the sharks go crazy, and we're going to have sharks all over us, and they're not going to be trying to bite us, but they're going to bite us by mistake. Circle, 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 and then all of a sudden one gets into the bait and begins to feed, and the competition is Olympic. I mean, they'll just shred everything in sight.
including people, if it gets out of hand. If we really want to get the essence of an attack, the smartest way is to use Toto or put the ROV in so it's really close, maybe 3-4 feet from the bait, and then get the hell out of there.
Toto's going to get massacred.
Well, better Toto than you for me, huh? On the bottom. I mean, if the sharks blow up, it's going to get, we'll go from script to survival.
The remote camera will photograph the shark frenzy at the point of attack. Toto is pinioned by floats. Secured at 3 points. 36 inches from the bait. Unlike great whites, reef sharks hunt in a wolf-like pack. If all goes well, these will be the first pictures filmed from inside the attack formation.
Something's wrong. It can't be the wire basket. 1, 2, 3. 2 of those are grays. I can't believe they're not responding now.
See an electrical field because of all that metal and motor?
And the sounds. You know how sensitive they are to sound. That, you know, that thing is pulsing.
Like great whites, the reef sharks are spooked by the machine.
They should be charging in there right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 animals right there. 3 of them grays, none of them within 20 feet of the bait. We got to try something else. This is baloney. We shoot it by hand.
Shawn asked to dive. Bait, a 1,000-pound marlin. The shark suit tested. Great whites would ravage the armor. But will the chainmail stand up to the reef sharks?
If things get real hairy, don't take off swimming. I mean, that's a couple of years ago. We did, you know, something similar, and it got really out of hand. And I just lay on the bottom, put my hands over my head, and didn't move for about 5 minutes. Just take your hands and put your hands up over your face mask. And just hold your face mask real tight against your face. Get down on your knees and just face into the coral, or lay on your stomach. You know, the only possibility of getting nailed is in the face. All right?
Barracuda, 2,000 strong, sense the shark's presence. They school in collective defense. A scout. The tribe gathers. 20 animals. A war dance. If one breaks rank to hit bait, an explosion. Attack. The massacre begins. Giddings anxious. The reefs are faster, more explosive than great whites, and more frenzied. Giddings wants closer pictures. Shawn nearly hit. Giddings struck by a frenzied shark. And then another hit. The sharks react to the aggression by retreating. Giddings' theory about aggressive attitudes gains further credence.
I've never seen such a in my whole life. Can't believe the way those sharks eat.
All of a sudden, I turned away, and something was going like that with my hand.
And I was running all the time when you were feeding them. I guess is when he took his hand. I couldn't, you know,
It's the first time in my life I've ever been bitten.
Chainmail passes a first test against smaller sharks.
Imagine all the years of thrashing around. The first time I ever had one really bite me, I had this on. Shawn was great. Absolutely great.
And she was in there with
Absolutely
her stick,
great.
just, you know, whacking them
Absolutely
left
great.
and right.
She really surprised me. I mean, she wasn't the upsetter. She was rolling her eyes, but she, you know, they weren't backing her off.
Shawn Weatherly. Indisputably part of OceanQuest. And the adventures to come.
You know, out of all I really wasn't qualified to do for OceanQuest, there was one thing I think I really had the right qualifications for. That was treasure hunting. I thought I was lucky, and I said, yes, I know I am. I have been all my life. And I'm going to be the first one to find treasure. I told them that. I think the reason I'm lucky is because I'm not afraid to take chances. I think I'm a gambler.
Quest for treasure beyond any price, with obsession, whatever the cost.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
I know I'm lucky. I feel lucky today.
Tracy Bowden hunting a sunken galleon for $1 million in pure gold. Emmy Award. Searching a deathly lagoon for a lost ghost ship.
I really want that shark.
Dr. John McCosker. Pursuing the sea's most dangerous treasure. Obsession. Blind luck in a high-stakes casino. The ocean, where all that glitters isn't gold. Tonight, Treasure Fever on OceanQuest. OceanQuest, the true saga. So far, undersea explorer Al Giddings embarks on the adventure of a lifetime.
All the emotions and those things that I felt, I couldn't convey. But I could by putting another human being in the scene.
With Shawn Weatherly, a woman without any diving experience, selected from thousands of applicants, certified as a diver to be the...
I wanted to follow it through. I wanted to take OceanQuest and survive it.
Though her earliest OceanQuest adventures were harrowing, Shawn decides to... Giddings at her side, she enters the world of the sea's deadliest creatures and becomes witness to sharks in a feeding frenzy. Now, ready for the adventure of a treasure hunt.
Few people realize that there's more than $100 billion worth of treasure still lost, buried in the sea. And what's more amazing, it's only 100 feet offshore. The trouble with treasure is threefold: finding it, recovering it, and strangely enough, keeping it. In fact, those were our three missions. The first one was to find treasure. And we're better than the heart of the Spanish Main.
100 miles from Florida lay the crossroads of the Golden Galleons. Spanish transports, not only bearing tons of treasure for the crown, but the contraband plunder of passengers and crew. Lumbering, overweighted, easy prey for pirates, reefs, and storms. Dead reckoning and fervent prayer were not enough. One of every 5 ships claimed by the sea. Thousands in all. Billions in gold, silver, and gems swept in toward shore. The hub of the old Spanish Main. Now a launching point of a quest to trace the gold-littered route of the galleons.
A lot of history here. They used to run a chain across the entrance of the harbor to keep pirates out. I think the city's been sacked about 4 times.
These waters are now forbidden to American vessels.
What's that? I don't know. Looks like a patrol boat. This guy's circling up there.
Looks like they're going to check us out.
John, they want you to stop.
Buenas. ¿Quiere que los sigamos?
Sigan nuestro barco.
Okay, Al, he wants us to follow him in. We gotta follow him in, John.
What do they want?
We'll find out.
Por aquí. Síganos.
The Oz enters Havana Harbor under military escort. Giddings requests a meeting with a high-ranking Cuban official.
Let me show you some of our special gear.
An old friend, 30-year veteran diver, Fidel Castro.
But in the water, you can't feel
Pero
it.
en el agua, bueno, ya eso se pierde un poco esa sensación.
The premier intrigued by Giddings' treasure hunting tools. Especially Toto, the robot underwater camera.
¿Qué tiempo dura puede estar bajo el agua? Cortar ahí electricidad del barco.
This technology
Esta tecnología, Fidel,
is going to open
va a abrir
thousands and thousands of shipwrecks.
Premier Castro reveals a keen understanding of treasure hunting
Yo lo veo en el fondo del mar, hay muchos de esos.
and the artifacts of Havana's historic harbor.
But this is kind of fossilized.
Ahora se puede parecer una botella griega de la que puede aparecer por allá por el
Could look
Mediterráneo.
like a Greek
The
bottle.
premier believes there are 2 keys to unlocking treasure.
From what date?
One is a sense of history.
Pero puede ser 200 años. That could be 200 years ago, maybe more.
The other, luck. Precisely what another crew lacked. The unfortunate men of the Tolosa. pride of the Spanish fleet, struck by a hurricane. Millions in gold, silver, and gems lost under the silty sea floor. Somewhere in Samana Bay, 100 miles from Havana. Another treasure ship lured by the lost fortune of the Tolosa, driven by the same obsession for untold wealth. Tracy Bowden, part romantic, part scientist, the new breed of treasure hunter. 10 years of painstaking historical research. 20,000 acres of sea floor sifted. And a lost fortune found. The treasure of the Tolosa. 2 million in gold, doubloon, jewels. And the spectacular diamond-encrusted Cross of Santiago. Alone worth $500,000.
Gold, silver, and a gold medallion.
But one incalculable treasure still lost. The ship's payroll.
All large galleons carry payroll. We don't know how much, but I certainly expect to find some gold, some silver, possibly some medallions. But there'll be various ages of decay down there. You'll see things that look like they were made yesterday.
For Shawn, $1 million treasure hunt.
It's a normal procedure for large galleons. This ship had over 350 military people on board.
So that means a lot of payroll, right?
Well, when they arrived in port, they had to go out and have their fun, too, after 6 weeks crossing the Atlantic.
Tracy, if we do find gold and silver, is it going to be in a treasure chest like you always see in the movies?
Most people have an idea that a ship is sitting down there with tattered sails and a skeleton hunched over the steering wheel, but that's really not true. Generally, if there's a gold coin in front of you, the problem will be who's going to get their hand broken grabbing it first.
I bet.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
I know I'm lucky. I feel lucky today. I know I'm going to find something.
The Tolosa crashed on a coral reef, sinking 42 feet deep. Most of its timbers rotted away long ago. But the treasure intact, under 2 centuries of silt. Bowden's solution, an undersea vacuum cleaner. A treasure dive is measured in inches per hour. Tedious. 99% futile. There are 2 finds. What appears to be a coin from the bank. Merely a brass button from a nobleman's vest. Shawn swims off alone, trusting to her own luck. A camera follows and records a second find.
Unbelievable. This is crazy. This came off.
It's the biggest thing I've seen.
Need a hand with it.
It's heavy.
It really is.
Here.
You want it?
Yeah, it's got a lot of
I got it. It's complete, not one crack in it.
Unbelievable.
That's the first thing I've ever found.
All the way to
I was just playing around at the bottom. I was so excited. I was breathing real hard. I was trying to carry this big jar around so everybody could see it, and I couldn't find anybody.
And I did my usual stand back, relax thing, and grabbed it and ran.
I know.
I want to change tanks and go back.
You're not excited, are you?
He's got fever. I gotta get
Here's another tank.
I'd like to see you. That's a nice job.
Watch out for your head.
Shawn Weatherly, treasure hunter.
You believe it?
For you.
I know where the spot is, and I'm not telling you.
Are there more?
I don't know.
Come on, are there more?
I don't know. I'm not telling.
That's not a contemporary thing. That's 200-300 years old.
A flat bottom jar like that is extremely rare. It's got one little knot in the side of it.
Oh, it smells divine.
Yeah.
Like
That's a little
Seafood.
It's a
Tracy
jar.
your face.
Put it here. Put it on the rail.
I want to get started up and go back down and just look around. Anybody want to join in? Really? Congratulations, treasure hunter.
Thank you, thank you.
I thought now.
It was nothing really.
I started to think, now, who set this? Nobody set this up because nobody has a jar like that. Nobody was near that.
I'd like to slap on a tank. Is that possible?
Oh, you'll never find it.
A close inspection of Shawn's treasure leads to another astonishing discovery.
That food jar is not from the Tolosa.
Where is it from?
Call it beginner's luck. But Shawn may have found the site of another treasure ship.
It has to be a new wreck. There's no other conclusion.
Are you telling me that out of all these guys, she's the one that found it?
Embarrassing, but true.
I found it.
Breaks my heart, but it's true.
Come on, I'm a good diver.
You're a lucky diver.
So let's go diving.
There's no way. In 48 hours, we'll be in the South Pacific.
Can't postpone it?
No way. No way. I've made a personal commitment.
It's my wreck.
I'm really sorry, Shawn. Let's wrap it up, all right?
For Shawn and OceanQuest, a journey to the South Pacific to fulfill a promise by Giddings to an old friend and retrieve an even greater treasure.
You know, we might still be in Dominican Republic digging away if it hadn't been for personal commitment to a very close Truckies friend of mine, Kimio Isaac. Truck Lagoon is a remote atoll, a group of islands in the South Pacific, and in fact was the site of Operation Hailstorm, the sinking of 60 Japanese warships in 1944. Kimio lost a very close friend in that battle, and according to Kimio, the Japanese were returning after 40 years to recover war dead from many of the ships. Kimio wanted to make a last tribute and place flowers deep in the shipwreck as a final tribute to his friend.
Next destination, the South Pacific.
What's that a map of?
The lagoon at Truck.
Truck Lagoon, a remote island in Micronesia. The quest to find a lost ghost ship. Time frame, 1 day. Tomorrow, a Shinto funeral fire will free the spirits of Japanese sailors buried in the lagoon for 40 years. Their remains now being recovered by a Japanese task force. But one ghost ship is missing. Its crew will not receive proper Shinto cremation
Hey, Hal.
unless Giddings can help his friend Kimio Isaac find the lost warship.
Well, hello.
For the team, a race against a 24-hour clock before time runs out.
Kimio, we're getting frantic. I mean, what are your thoughts? Where do you think we should look? I mean, we've got 24 hours to find this.
I really believe she's somewhere here.
Kimio, think about that day. What went on that day, and what do you remember? How
The day vivid in Kimio's memory.
ships? Where was the Aikuku?
I think about 7
That morning, he picked flowers to say goodbye to a friend, a Japanese sailor shipping home. The day Truck Lagoon exploded. The Japanese Pearl Harbor. A U.S. Navy ambush caught the Imperial Navy off guard. 3 days of unremitting attack. The entire anchored fleet, thousands of men, bombed to the seafloor. One of the ships lost for 40 years. On it, Kimio's friend.
Come on, give me a hand.
Loaded with munitions, a direct hit would have obliterated the vessel.
Now show me what... Look, Shawn, you can see what he's talking about right here, huh? Off the end?
You mean it's this close to shore?
Its fragments anywhere beneath the 1,000 square miles of the lagoon.
Far out. We gotta pinpoint it.
I think we have to try on this point here.
You think for sure there, huh?
Yes. Tomorrow we find.
A one-day hunt seems hopeless.
It's a last shot.
Japanese are out early this morning.
Yes, they work fast.
Japanese families arrive for the Shinto ceremony. Memorial incense lit.
Pull on the apex, I'm gonna pull out the ripcord.
A hot air balloon will afford a bird's eye view of the entire lagoon.
Come on, Shawn, grab the line.
And perhaps the site of the lost ship, or what remains of it.
It's a huge tear here. Pull the rip panel.
No, 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 no. Just terrific.
The plan thwarted when the balloon rips on the rail.
Kimio, come on. Look at this, huh? I mean, you want to get in that? You want to get in that thing?
No thanks.
Time for only one dive. Kimio has made 1,000 such dives. But never here. Deep water. Dangerous. Strewn with World War II explosives. Still alive. Toto will be deployed. Advantages: remote operation, video scanning, and most important, speed. At 150 feet, a ship. Now to identify it.
You gotta go deeper. Deeper and around the stern. Come down, 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 down.
How deep is that?
Let's see, get a reading.
How deep is that?
Better than 160.
It's pretty deep. Look how blue it is.
Volatile munitions everywhere. A 4-deck transport. Heavy damage hinders positive identification. The foreship entirely blown away.
What do you think?
That's a name coming up right there.
A nameplate.
That's it.
The lost ship.
That's it. All right.
Japanese officials are immediately notified. Despite the danger, Kimio chooses to dive the ghost ship to say goodbye.
Some of these ships are 500 feet long, 4 decks, 5 decks. Every deck is probably 6 or 8 feet with passageways and hatches and staircases and all of it covered with 35 years of silt and dust and so on. So watch out. There's tons of explosives down there.
Explosives?
Landmines, detonators, hand grenades.
Still active?
Yeah. And it's absolutely imperative that you be with us and not get separated. I mean, you could dive that whole ship, and if you don't come back on the line, you could be in real trouble. I'd hate to see you swim off. When you swim off on your own, it'll get tough to find you. So stay tight.
It is Shawn's decision to make the hazardous dive. The approach, cautious. On the stern deck at 170 feet, a tank. Miniature, in the Japanese fashion. Once barren, the lagoon is now the world's largest artificial reef. Alive with marine growth. Alive with mines. Unstable. Detonators. Volatile, flesh-burning acid spilled everywhere. A search for an open hatchway. A skylight to the engine room. Into the ghost ship, packed with high explosives, blinding silt, and human remains.
Did you ever see the movie Time Machine? That's kind of like what it felt like being on this wreck. It's like taking a ride in time 40 years from now. It's really eerie.
Aboard this ghost ship, 4 decades ago, time stopped. A communal officer's tub. The phonograph record broken in the crash to the sea's floor. Sake for a homecoming. The attack before breakfast. Of 200 sailors. And perhaps Kimio's friend. human remains of the lost ship swiftly recovered by the Japanese recovery unit, Truckees divers, and the American team. Former antagonists, now partners. They were brothers, sons, fathers. One was a treasured friend. The Ghost Fleet of Truck Lagoon. Finally free. At Truck Lagoon, one treasure recovered. In San Francisco, California, another treasure. One that has never been kept. A white shark. Alive.
It is a scene that has become tragically familiar in the San Francisco area. The body washed up to shore, still clad in a wetsuit, bearing the telltale marks of a great white shark attack. Like most victims of great white, the surfer never had a chance.
Body was severely lacerated from the armpit of the left side to the hip area of the left side. There is a large portion of the trunk absent. It appears to be somewhat consistent with what you saw on the surfboard. It's strictly speculation yet as to whether he was laying on the board when he was struck, or whether the shark attacked the surfboard, knocking him into the water, and then attacked him.
Because of the attack epidemic, the Bay Area has earned a new nickname, the Red Triangle. From Monterey, this is Liz Sterling.
It's curious, when most people think about white shark attacks, or the threat of white sharks, they think of South Africa or Australia, when in actual fact, the San Francisco Bay Area represents an area that realizes the highest incident of shark attack in the world. There's a population explosion going on, not here, but out there, just 25 miles offshore at the Farallon Islands. It's an explosion of seals, sea lions, sea otters, the very protein source that is supporting an explosion of great white sharks. That's why John McCosker wants to bring back the great white alive. It's his passion, his obsession. I think John is desperate to study an animal in captivity in hopes of avoiding that obvious collision course between man and great white.
I really want that shark. For me, this is another kind of treasure. This is my life's dream. This is why we built a roundabout.
The aquarium, circular, so a great white could swim forward infinitely. If McCosker can fulfill a 12-year dream and bring back a white shark alive.
Getting them out of the water and getting them into the aquarium is going to be the toughest problem. If we are successful, this will be the best opportunity anyone has ever had to study the most dangerous shark on Earth.
Well, a pit
about the number of shark attacks you've had, and it increases amazing.
Destination, 25 miles out the Golden Gate Bridge. The Farallon Islands.
They tell me they've seen a white shark half out of the water trying to grab a seal off the rock.
Where seals are, sharks are.
Here we are, millions of people. 25 miles away, white sharks.
2 years of meticulous preparation. 2 tons of bait. A secret recipe of flesh, fish, and the pièce de résistance.
Blood.
We need something to simulate essentially a shark biting a seal.
Reams of netting set.
The possibility of being bit here is super high.
Nothing left to
I
chance.
get a call about once a week saying we got a white shark in our net.
Day 1 passes. Nothing yet. For 3 days and nights, no sightings.
Seems like it was easier in Australia.
Well, they should be here. We're doing all the same things.
The signs are good. There's just nothing happening in spite of everything we're doing. Al's getting to be a pain. He's real restless. He wants action. What are we going to do?
Well, he wants a shark, and everybody gets
We all want a shark, but
that's the
you gotta
main.
be patient.
Anything yet?
20, 30 feet.
That's all we need if we get one along close.
Suddenly,
Yep.
sharks. Not great whites, but blues. Sleeker than great white, similar in attack.
Hey, we're here. There's sharks.
Huh?
We'll bring back blue sharks. I want blue sharks in the
What do
aquarium.
you think? How long it take us to set it? Half an hour?
Have it up onto the boat.
A special high-speed camera to film attack posture in super slow motion.
These guys are going to be a little different than Australia. They're a little faster, and they'll hustle.
The shark cage, not for the hunted, but the hunters.
Oh, no, I'm staying in the cage.
No, I suggest that after a while you'll have a feeling. You'll understand them, just like the mean dog down the block.
Possibilities of a white are ever present.
Just go on in and have a walk.
For Shawn, another encounter with sharks.
Do I need a stick?
No, you'll be in the cage, Shawn. You won't need a stick.
I really don't mind carrying one.
When you go in, try not to scare them.
Shawn, why don't you jump in? Go through the front door, Rich, and just close it after you, huh? Let's go. We got about 7 animals.
Great.
Okay.
Shawn enters the cage. Giddings aggressive, a tactic to confuse great white and reef sharks. It also intimidates the blue sharks. Shawn, outside the cage, helps herd the shark towards Giddings. In amazing slow-motion images, at 100 frames per second, the precise mechanics of shark attack. Pictures that document a fascinating phenomenon. During attack, a white membrane shields the eye from retaliation by wounded prey. More proof that many sharks strike blind.
Sharks in Bodega.
Suddenly,
Come here,
a break.
Jamie, this is McCosker. Tell me about this fish.
Yeah, Doc. We got a great fight here for you. He's caught in the net. If you want it, come and get it. We'll wait for you. Copy?
How big? How big?
I guess maybe 300 pounds or so. He's just a baby.
Oh, man.
A young white captured. The challenge to keep it alive. The water oxygenated. Soothed and cooled, the trauma could prove fatal. The aquarium.
Like it's heavy. Okay, here we go. Pull it in. You got it? Got it?
Still alive, barely.
Give me a hand here, would you?
Into an emergency holding tank.
Okay. Let's take a look at this thing. Just throw him on the deck.
Condition critical. The creature is listless, unresponsive, even to direct contact. Prognosis dim.
It's getting worse, Alex. John tells me that the blood tests are bad.
Pam, you getting a lot of heat from the press?
All day long they've been calling. I know there are a few people outside here waiting for an update. And it's hard to, they want to know what our decision's going to be.
And the same old story, you're damned if you let it go and you're damned if it dies here.
That's right.
I don't think there is an easy answer that'll satisfy everybody. Some people want it to die, some people want it to live. Some people say, leave it alone, you shouldn't have touched it in the first place.
I think you should let it go. I mean, maybe if you set it free, it'll get better in the wild.
Oh, sure, there's always a chance, but what if we do let her go and she doesn't live? We wasted something that is of scientific value. People accuse us of burying her at sea. Sure, she might, but as time goes on, the chances are less and less. We haven't given up. We're not giving up. We have not given up, but we're going to be in there all night long with her. And if she looks better in the morning, who knows? Maybe we'll be drinking champagne tomorrow. Who knows?
Can't believe I'm standing here holding the shark. Maybe you better come back pretty soon.
Don't let go.
Oh, sure. Don't let go.
Yeah, look. She immediately responds and turns her eye back when I do that. She's also mouthing the water. That's a good sign. She'll be the first ever to feed in captivity. She's biting the rod.
Oh, she's fine. We can get out now. Careful with your hand.
Be careful.
Revitalized, the shark can be transferred to the roundabout.
Okay, get ready to lift. Watch out for a fish. Lift, now, good. Careful, look out, don't let her in the corner. Let her go. Pretty exciting, she's real busty back there. All she's been through. It wasn't easy getting her up here. We should have designed this aquarium for a larger shark. But still, she swam away. Swam away on her own and she didn't collide, and that's the best thing.
Giddings swims free with the shark to photograph the historic moment. 1 year, 7.2 feet, 300 pounds.
God, if she lives in here and we can observe her, jump in the water with her, or just stare at her through the window, it'll be the first time ever. The things we're gonna learn are really gonna be exciting.
A 12-year dream. In captivity, White Death, alive. Next, on OceanQuest, a close encounter with nature's gentle giants.
It'll be an encounter of the most incredible kind, I'll tell you.
Up close and in touch with one of the sea's wonders.
I sort of feel like there's little tripwires and sonars and echolocation going on. I think they can even hear your heartbeat, your breathing, and all of that.
Creatures who speak music.
Yeah.
Huh? Loud?
We're close.
Al Giddings and Shawn Weatherly attempting to unravel a 60-million-year-old message.
We're going in, hang on.
An OceanQuest to make contact before the song is silenced forever. Unravel one of this planet's most ancient mysteries. A secret message 5 million years old. Sent by a race different than man, who sing but do not speak. Their music is speeding through outer space. Deepest recesses of inner space. Encoded perchance with the secrets of survival. Join the quest to contact this ancient breed of giants. Before they and their music vanish forever. Tonight, the secret song of the humpback whale. Encounters of the fourth kind. On OceanQuest. OceanQuest, the true saga. So far, undersea explorer Al Giddings embarks on the adventure of a lifetime.
All the emotions and those things that I felt, I couldn't convey. But I could by putting another human being in the scene.
With Shawn Weatherly, a woman without any diving experience, selected from thousands of applicants, certified as a diver to be the eyes and ears for millions.
I wanted to follow it through. I wanted to take OceanQuest and survive it.
On the last quest, Shawn and Al cruise the old Spanish Main in search of ghost ships and treasure, with Shawn emerging the prize winner of the day.
I really found one! Huge!
Shawn Weatherly, treasure hunter.
Can you believe it?
Sensitivity training. Shawn and whales. The smallest, a dolphin. Not a fish, but a creature that breathes air and suckles its young. These exercises with a friendly dolphin train Shawn how to approach an animal more private, 500 times more mammoth. Touch, critical. Shawn learns a braille-like language of pressures and strokes. To successfully approach the great whales, Shawn must remain calm, show no fear. They might hear a heartbeat, sense emotions, even possibly tune into brainwaves. First contact made.
I could just feel my heart beating. What was really scary is I could tell the dolphins could too. I mean, this was totally different than anything I've ever experienced in OceanQuest before. These animals they were aware of me, just like I was of them, and they had intelligence and feelings. I mean, I just couldn't imagine being in the water with an animal that was 1,000 times larger than a dolphin and probably more intelligent. Just imagine I was going to be in the water and have contact, really touch. Probably the greatest animal in the sea, a whale.
If you're excited about that, we're going to follow humpback whales this year from the Caribbean to northern waters. And we're really after the song and the animal sings. We can film a singer. I think it could be really significant in trying to unravel a mystery of the song. I've never, ever been able to film an animal actually singing, and that's what I'd really love to do. The sound is so enormous. It's a sound that can be heard sometimes 100 miles away. The sound is like
stereo.
Yeah, if I took my fist and just boom like that on your chest, it's a sound that might fill the Grand Canyon.
Think we can get close enough to touch them?
If you do, it'll be an encounter of a most incredible kind, I'll tell you.
Destination, the Caribbean, Silver Banks, where humpback whales winter to breed, and trumpet a private, puzzling song. The composition, up to 15 minutes long, complicated, performed identically by every singer at Silver Banks, note for note. During each year, the anthem changes. Who alters it and why is not known. What the song means is even more a mystery. Giddings' goal, to film a singing whale for the first time.
Careful, don't drop it.
Shawn's hope, to make contact with the sea's greatest animal.
Still cameras.
Monitoring devices to record the whale's song. Breath control critical. Even air bubbles could frighten a skittish creature. lightweight mini tanks because the team must move fast.
Approaching these guys is sort of like swimming in a minefield. I mean, I sort of feel like there's little tripwires and sonars and echolocation going on. I think they can even hear your heartbeat, your breathing, and all of that.
They'll be frightened of us?
You bet. We get onto a whale, the normal thing to do, I mean, or instinctive thing to do would be to jump over the side, splash, and, you know, try to approach it. And it just won't work.
Remember, it's like approaching a minefield, okay?
About 3 miles. Nope, we're not even close.
Two days of scanning, monitoring, under a blistering sun. Silence.
Chuck, you see him?
A sighting.
Do you hear him?
Yeah.
Huh? Loud?
We're close.
When you go, push yourself away from the boat, okay? So you're not sliding down the side of the boat. 1, 2, 3, go. Easy.
Shawn's entry, soundless. While searching, the team snorkels to reduce air bubble noise. In the murky waters, a mother and a baby. Gone. 40-ton behemoths in the blink of an eye. For years, Giddings has witnessed similar vanishing acts and wondered how they disappear. Suddenly, the baby, surfacing for air. As the camera follows it down, the secret of the vanishing act clear. The whales hide at the bottom, silent running, like submarines.
That was really amazing. You know what she's doing? She goes to the bottom, absolutely lays on her stomach, puts both fins alongside of her, like this, and the calf goes down and just sits absolutely still. I looked down, and I saw these white fins, and I saw this big whale like this, and I kept waiting for her to, you know, to swim totally away. And she didn't. She just lay there until he had to breathe again.
The baby gave it away. Its infant lungs too small to hold out at the bottom.
And she came up, collected them, and zip, gone.
But come on, Roger, let's go.
Isn't that interesting, huh? You know, we're wondering all these years what the hell happens to them when they get down like that. And they get down if they feel, you know, like anything threatens them. The mother goes down, lays on the bottom, and the calf lays alongside of her, and they just shut down like a submarine.
Shawn will attempt to make contact. She weighs a little over 100 pounds. A humpback up to 100,000. The 4-week baby, 2.5 tons. One direct strike by the titanic tail would stun any creature in the sea. Giddings will film Shawn's encounter. Pictures which document a wondrous intimacy. Constant touch, as if a human mother and baby. The baby swims above, so mom can keep an eye on dangers below. The whales retreat. Giddings moves in for close-ups. A sudden complication. The mother strikes Giddings. But only a warning blow. Now, inexplicably, the mother slows, allowing an approach. Remarkable moment. Contact. Shawn, the baby. And then another contact. The mother strikes Shawn. By some unknown calculus, the gentle giant precisely navigated 3 tons of tail to merely brush Shawn aside. An error of inches could have been fatal.
Ah! Hit me in the knee!
You can't get closer than that.
Oh my God!
Bumped her right around
Right
the
in the tail.
Hey, so you get too close. That was a great shot. I mean, a wonderful thing, but
I shouldn't have touched the
don't
baby.
push it that far. I mean, these
I know.
they're really big animals, huh?
I was right next to the baby. I mean, I was even closer than the last time.
That
And
female
the mother
weighs
came up.
That female weighs 40 tons.
Got her tail ready and pushed me with her tail, and it hit my knee. I tried to ball up my body and get away from her. She still got me in the right knee.
Hey.
Look, now I've got some great whale stories, right?
Yeah? Really?
Great.
What'd you see?
A bunch. We saw like mother and this calf we stayed with all day long. In fact, it got so close it hit me in the knee with its tail. Look.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? All of a sudden, something went boom, hit me right in the top of the head with its tail, and I ducked down, and this big tail went in front of me and took off, and Shawn was going like this and backing up.
Mother calf was just
Yeah,
like
the
that,
whole
and
time.
Shawn was right there, and the calf was looking at her like this, and Shawn was looking back at the calf. It
The
was
calf was
beautiful.
kind of interested in us. Wanted to hang around.
Really small. I mean,
Curious.
maybe 9 or 10 feet.
No kidding.
For Shawn, first contact.
A tiny little baby.
Just born?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
For
I got
Giddings, frustration. A mother and baby do not sing the song. A singer has not been filmed. Their serenade tantalizingly close. But exactly where they are and how they sing, still a mystery. Quest to film a singing whale for the first time.
Takes a half hour. That's fine. I mean, I'm just gonna stand off and let them get used to the engine.
The strategy? Rather than chase, wait. A singer.
You see him, Rich?
Right there, right there. They're drifting right to us. You see them, Chuck?
Yeah,
Chuck?
yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna
slide in. Hang on just for a minute. Let me slide in.
Giddings' chance.
Give me the camera. Give me the camera. Hey, don't drop it. Way out there, Al. They're right under me. Chuck, come on. Don't jump. Just slide in. They're right under me. Hey, my carrot. Here.
Problems develop.
Al, you got a problem? I had to stop. Something's wrong with the camera.
Giddings' camera. Broken.
No idea. I think there's a leak in the housing or something.
Unscrewed, just like a screw.
Won't budge. It's too tight. Yeah, it's too tight. I don't want to force it. We may have to undo the sensor.
Repair, 80 miles to shore. Which means Chuck Nicklin, Giddings' colleague, will attempt to film the singer for the first time. Like the whales, Nicklin hyperventilates to supersaturate his lungs with oxygen, then holds his breath underwater for nearly 3 minutes, waiting. "10 feet away, a whale dives. A young male. He suspends his 30-ton body upside down and begins to sing. These are the historic first motion pictures of a singing whale. The pictures document what appears to be a display. It seems a territorial posture, but no males are near. However, females are close by, meaning the display may be sexual. More evidence must be gathered. But for Shawn, a clear message. Keep a distance. The whales and their young now migrate to northern feeding waters. The team will follow them and hear what happens to the song. The humpbacks rarely sing during the entire 2-month migration. A voyage from Silver Banks in the Caribbean to the North Atlantic off Newfoundland. 3,000 miles. The course precisely navigated by an internal compass science has only begun to understand. These men follow the migration of the humpback. They are hunters. Modern-day whalers. And to some, international outlaws. In 1969, commercial whaling had devastated the population of humpbacks to the brink of extinction. To save them and their song, a global treaty restricted all killing. Most nations observe these sanctions. Some do not. Whales group together in a unit called a pod. This was a pod. "500 miles away, another quest for a song that will be extinguished if the humpbacks do not survive. But OceanQuest has not heard the song in the northern waters, only fragments. Monitored at land-based listening posts.
Graham, copy?
Yeah, copy, go, John.
They're on their way. I think it's
Pull it.
To locate the pods, a hot air balloon will afford the team an aerial view of the feeding waters.
Back a little further. More.
Damn wind. I hope it'll die down.
Watch out, it's really slippery. You got it?
Come on, Shawn, hop in.
Okay.
That's it. Shawn, get behind me.
Heavy winds pose a hazard.
Here we go.
You don't want to hit those trees. You're getting awfully close.
Dangerously near the cliffs. A sighting.
Winds are picking up, Al. You guys ought to think about coming down.
Yeah, take up the slack, Terry.
The balloon tethered to the Zodiac craft.
If we get much closer to those cliffs, we're going to have a big problem.
Hit the burners.
Can't keep burning. We're going to run out of gas.
Getting close, getting close. Better touch it again, Al.
Terry, there's not much we can do about it. Just relax. Just relax, huh? You all right?
Yeah.
The balloon is dragging the Zodiac to shore.
I can. I got it all the way right now. Rich, you better hit those burners.
Rich, hit the burner, huh?
Only one decision.
Okay, Terry, we're going in, huh? We're going in. Hang on. Okay, Terry, copy. We're going in. Hang on.
Holy. Terry, hold on.
The team rescue. The balloon quickly fills with tons of water.
Wet, that's all.
Hours are spent in recovery.
They're on their way. I think it's 11 or 12.
Roger, we're off.
The team switches to a surface craft to find and film the pod.
Okay, where those animals went down, right there, you'll see a bubble net. It might be like 2 or 3 minutes, but what they do is go down to 50, 60, 100 feet. We're not really sure. And synchronously pump air either out of their blowhole or their mouth, probably their blowhole. The dynamics of the bubbles will condense the krill. The krill, little shrimp, will bunch up in the center. I've seen that happen with 8 animals, and one animal or 2 animals would blow a bubble net around the whole group of 8, and then all 8 of them would rocket up to the surface.
Really? They come up to the top of the water? Can you see them?
Look, see where the water's ruffled right there?
Oh, yeah.
You are about to witness rare motion pictures of the sea's most amazing acts of animal communication.
Watch. Now.
A whale feeding dance. 500,000 pounds in an amazing choreography. How they synchronize underwater, surface together, and array in an almost perfect circle. Another mystery. But clues begin to emerge. At the listening posts, underwater microphones hear the whales call to each other, like the crosstalk of pilots about to take off. in precision flying formation. The findings so far: after leaving the southern breeding waters, the humpbacks rarely sing their full song. Only fragments and random signals. Ironically, the apparent absence of the song here may help solve the mystery of the message.
Oh my God, I want to get in the water with one of them. Now, can we do that?
You will. Just be patient.
We really weren't hearing the song in the feeding grounds, just fragments of the song. And those fragments were exciting. I mean, they were interesting clues to the meaning of the song. Those pieces fit into a larger puzzle, important pieces in trying to understand the mystery of that song. I actually hope that Shawn would make contact with the whale. I mean, communicate with him some way. This happened, but not in the way that I thought it had happened.
The spine of a whale. It spans the height of a 6-story building. Thousands are buried here. For this was the dump site of a whaling station. Abandoned after the whaling treaty. They processed every ounce of flesh and fat for lubricants, food, and at one time, even corset stays. Only the bones were discarded. Two generations of whalers worked at the station. $1 million a year in wages and taxes. Gone. The whales and their song were saved, but not the whalers. Their town now poverty-stricken, on the edge of extinction. For the sons of the whalers, survival now depends on a gill net. And a precious 6-week season when the capelin fish come in. $4,000 a summer, the only income for the year. But there is competition for the catch. The feeding humpback whale. On a collision course with the net. Over 60 whales trapped each year.
This is Box 25. I got a humpback cow in my net.
Dr. John Lean, university professor, teacher.
Better get down here fast, I'm gonna lose my trap.
Lean's quest is to resolve the conflict. If Lean can show the fishermen how to free the whale, he can save them from bankruptcy and rescue the whale and its song.
John, come on!
Unless they reach it soon, the trapped whale will die. It can't surface for air. Glean strategy, educate as well as rescue. Teach the fishermen how to release the whale on the surface.
What's it look like, John?
Okay, now we've caught the corner of one of the wings here. The trap is up this way. So go under the water, swim up along the ropes, see what you see.
Too late. The humpback, suffocated by panic and thrashing. Hopelessly ensnared in the trap. A mother from Silver Banks, where she calved and migrated north to feed herself and her baby. Giddings separates to document this tragic encounter between man and whale. A momentary crisis. Shawn catches her backpack on the net. She can't reach back to disentangle herself. Giddings senses something's wrong. Shawn quickly disentangled.
Eyes are still open, did you see him?
Yeah. They're truly wrapped around us.
There's no way in the world he could get out.
I think
We're gonna
it
have to
rolls
cut the
around.
net all up. It's not even gonna be any good.
The whale-wrapped net, unsalvageable. A season lost.
You can almost feel what it must have been like for that animal. I mean, he breathes air just like I do. And when he panicked, he probably just rolled up in the net. And he couldn't come up to get air. God, it was awful when I got tangled up in that net. It's got to be the most frightening thing in the world. Yesterday I was more scared than I have been the whole trip. Just like that whale must have panicked when he got caught up in it.
A close encounter. Too close.
You know, when I think about humpbacks, I think about the beautiful music and the sounds they make underwater. That was the most disturbing thing about the dead whale, I think, was the fact that the water was so quiet. The most disappointing thing about it was that I didn't get a chance to make contact with the whale. And I didn't think I was going to get a chance to because we had to leave.
The team must begin the last quest. A polar expedition.
Look it up on the map.
From the airport, a journey of 20,000 miles to Antarctica.
All freeway?
Not hardly. No freeway.
A few miles from town, the itinerary interrupted.
Al?
Yeah.
Al, we've just got a report, and we got a
Fair-sized whale. It's blowing. It's alive in a cod trap.
And it sounds like it's pretty young.
The baby weakening. Time running out. Its small, immature lungs can't hold out for long. They join Lean.
Just a little guy, huh?
First, get the baby to the surface so its blowhole clears the water line.
You get tangled up really.
The fisherman can work the net on the surface. Precious minutes pass. The baby still, from lack of oxygen. They get it above water.
If we can't get him out, he'll drown.
But another complication. The net is blocking the
Watch the
blowhole.
net. Be careful of the net. Pull the net.
Clear. Rejuvenated, the baby begins to thrash. It could re-entangle. The snout,
We got him.
Three. All right.
clear. The thrashing wilder. The infant must be calm.
What a gorgeous animal.
Very nice to you.
Oh, he's so sweet.
Beautiful.
Can you touch him?
Shawn touches the frightened youngster and soothes it. Contact made. Free.
That was really close.
For Shawn,
There he is again.
an encounter of a wondrous kind. The million-year-old mystery of the humpback song, closer to being solved. The whale music primarily heard only when the animals are courting in the breeding waters. Strong evidence to the meaning of the music. By every indication, it is a mating call, a love song. In 1977, a Voyager spacecraft left Earth, headed for the edge of our solar system. Its quest, attempt to contact other beings. On board, pictures of a humpback whale and a platinum record of the song the humpback sings. That music is Earth's message to other life in the universe. Mankind's anthem to the stars is a song of love.
Another bride, another June, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee. Of making whoopee. Oh yeah, making whoopee. Yeah.
Next,
They want me to drop through a hole in the ice 6 feet deep to the bottom of the world.
the final quest.
90 below, winds reaching 180 miles an hour.
An expedition to the coldest, most hostile waters in the world.
Now this is making me nervous.
A voyage to a realm where few men or women have gone before.
Forgot why we're doing this.
To have fun.
A wonderland, at once beautiful
Remember, one way in.
One way out.
and deadly.
I guess this is where it stops. This is where, I can't go any further.
A journey to the bottom of the world on OceanQuest. OceanQuest, the true saga. So far, undersea explorer Al Giddings embarks on the adventure of a lifetime.
All the emotions and those things that I felt, I couldn't convey. But I could by putting another human being in the scene.
With Shawn Weatherly, a woman without any diving experience, selected from thousands of applicants, certified as a diver to be the eyes and ears for millions.
I wanted to follow it through. I wanted to take OceanQuest and survive it.
On the last quest, Al and Shawn made contact with the humpback whale and performed a daring sea rescue of a baby humpback. Now the final quest into the life-threatening waters of the Antarctic.
Well, this is the last quest. It's the last dive in the Antarctic, and it's the most dangerous one. They want me to drop through a hole in the ice 6 feet deep to the bottom of the world. I don't know, I'm pretty confident. I'm not afraid of the diving. I feel like I can do it. The hardest part for me is being alone there. I'm going to be the only woman in the crew. And I don't know, ever since Daddy died, I feel alone already. And that's scary for me. Compared to that, diving in the cold is a piece of cake.
Attention! White out warning! White out warning! McMurdo Station is sealed. Repeat, McMurdo Station is sealed.
McMurdo is about 500 miles from the South Pole, which is at the bottom of the world. I mean, literally.
Destination, Antarctica.
What we're really commissioned to do is show how life survives in the coldest waters in the world.
There's animal life in the water.
The expedition supported by the National Science Foundation.
No one has ever done definitive shooting underwater of the animal life in that part of the world. Somebody told me 2 weeks ago it was 103 below zero at the pole with no wind chill factor. Rich, your thoughts about the ROV? Are we ever going to be able to use television?
Yeah, I think Toto should sit this one out.
I'm also concerned about the time period. Talking to the people from NSF, National Science Foundation, that'll be organizing a lot of this. We have a kind of precarious window that we have to hit and right on. I mean, there is a possibility that we'd get to New Zealand and the weather'd be so bad we couldn't get out.
The staging area, 2,000 miles from the South Pole.
Just got word from the ice, it's not looking too good today. I think they're going to scrub the mission.
Terrific.
They've got the winds going up to about 70 miles an hour, minus 60 degrees. And the big problem down there right now is the fact that snowblows can't get to the runway. It's about 18 inches of snow right now. And
what about tomorrow?
The big problem there is it takes about 24 hours to get the runway in shape for us to go.
A protracted delay would jeopardize the shooting schedule.
Let's do it.
What we had this morning was a message. We had the terminal forecast for the weather.
So it could be another couple of days, huh?
Could be.
What's the latest? No visibility. Winds are still gusting to 50 knots. I got the latest forecast in, and it's looking to stay that way for another 24 hours.
Good news, Arlie. That's terrific.
I have your attention once again. The flight has officially been canceled. The check-in times for tomorrow remain the same. 0630 hours for the military, 0700 hours for the civilians.
Rick, how cold was it down there last year?
Should the delay continue one more day, Giddings must cancel the already hazardous project.
You know, the North Pole thing with Christoph, he took his gloves off and really had his bare hands exposed for 5 minutes at 50 below zero, and all the skin came off his hands in about 10 days. So, you know, keeps these things handy.
Skin came off his hands?
Yeah.
What about her face? Her nose and her eyes are sticking out.
They give you these hoods with wire in them, and you can actually form the wire right around your face and get these things up like this. And then the wire will hold its shape right down like that.
Anything else I could read?
I can read that.
Great.
Attention, all military and civilian personnel.
American Station Antarctica has just issued an immediate go. We must be airborne in 30 minutes. Baggage and security clearance at 1300 hours.
Here, Private Weatherly.
Sorry for the fast getaway, but that window can close down fast. Real fast. We got a shot at getting in, but it's gonna be dicey.
Relax, will you? You're fidgeting like crazy. These guys are the best pilots in the world.
The military aircraft manned by a select crew, specially trained for polar ocean duty. Nonetheless, survival in 28.5-degree water, tenuous, likely measured in minutes.
Captain DeRoss again. Mac Base reports freak conditions. Problems with the magnetic field and whiteout. We're now in a holding pattern. On your left, Antarctica. Welcome to the icebox of the world.
Wow, it's so clear out there, isn't it?
Yeah. You could get a sunburn while freezing to death. A bit of a meltdown would put New York City underwater about 10 feet. 90 below, winds reaching 180 miles an hour. It's got to be the most hostile spot on Earth. Let me tell you a story, Shawn. 1907 or 8, or these guys came out, trying to make the South Pole unbelievable. A man named Scott, a real horror story. Starvation, disease, failure's the name of the game here.
Good news, we've got a provisional go from Mac Base. Fasten your seatbelts, we're going in.
Welcome to McMurdo Base, Antarctica. Time, 1300 hours. We have a surface temperature of 15 below zero. Wind chill factor, minus 50 degrees. Condition green, all clear.
Giddings tells Shawn almost no plant life exists on the entire surface of this continent. It is literally an ice desert. For Shawn Weatherly, home for the next 20 days.
Attention. Time, 1900 hours. Surface temperature, 22 below. Wind speed, 50 miles per hour. We've just gone to condition yellow. Proceed with caution.
A week has been lost from the schedule. Tomorrow, the first dive.
It's going to be the toughest diving in the toughest environment in the world. Make no mistake about that, Shawn. It's going to be 3 distinct dives.
Mm-hmm.
One of them through the crack system, which would be relatively close to shore, shallow water, a lot of ways to get out. Dive 2 will be through a 40-inch hole in 10 feet of ice, fairly shallow water again. but still a hole. It's the only way in and the only way out. The third dive's probably the final stuff that we'll do here. It'll be in deep water, and I'm not sure what the bottom's going to be like. We'll blast through and make a dive to see how deep life can survive here. Remember, one way in.
One way out.
Now, heads up.
Al, this whole area up here is riddled with cracks. We want to be real careful going in here. We want to stay away from the left side. If we get up, get out, and walk into where the seals are, we can look for a place to dive.
I want to get in on some of those bigger cracks.
The shore ice thawing, laced with treacherous shifting spring cracks.
This is cracked and it's frozen over again?
That's right, there's a tidal crack here. They've been driving on it quite a bit, but we still ought to check it.
With a 5-ton tractor, the course must be painstakingly plotted.
Rick, what do you got for depth?
That's the bottom right there. Only about 30 feet.
Just a test dive, huh?
John! Come on, let's get dressed.
These things are still frozen.
The coldest surface water on this planet.
I forgot the right kind of long
No,
underwear.
that's fine. Just that and a woolly bear.
No, these. These are what you're supposed to wear, isn't it?
What?
These.
Oh, optional.
Yeah, but I'm putting them on.
Okay.
Water so frigid, it is virtually liquid ice.
Forgot why we're doing this.
Have fun. It's only 25 below. What do you want, a summer day?
I have a pair of tights, a pair of leotards, thermal underwear, these things. Is that enough?
Rich, you gotta stay ahead of this ice.
Rich Mula vigilantly scoops the crack opening. It can glaze over in minutes and numb exposed skin instantly.
I'm not even in the water yet.
What'd you say?
Can't feel my toes anymore, and I'm not even in the water yet. But I will not say the word C-O-L-D.
The super dry suit, made watertight by a delicate rubber seal, the tissue-thin margin of survival.
Shawn, look, there's about 10 million square miles of ice here. You don't want to get too far out, so just stick with me, okay? Once you're in the water, you're going to feel a lot happier. Rich, give her that stuff. Let's do it.
Check the camera out.
The water is 50 degrees warmer than the polar air.
You know, there's ice crystals forming all over it.
The lens will be cleared underwater. The first regulator fails.
What's wrong with it?
It's frozen.
I'll get you a backup.
Oh, God, I can't believe I'm doing this.
It's going to be a lot of fun. You ready?
I've never even used one of these before.
Remember how to clear it?
Over to the right?
Yep, and below. There you go. Turn around over this way. There you go. Want me to push it? Not enough weight? That's it. Good luck, Shawn. Have fun.
Below the ice, Antarctica teems with life and sound. A world few eyes have ever beheld. The call of the Weddell seal. a creature that can dive a quarter-mile deep on a single breath and inexplicably locate a surface opening with unerring accuracy. Giddings' camera captures a war for survival. Sea worms versus starfish. Pictures that may unlock the secrets of survival. The film team stays submerged 50 minutes, documenting the triumph of life in conditions hostile to life. Adaptations that may help the human body compensate, even shut down in alien environments, such as outer space. Below this flourishing sea anemone, a creature that manufactures antifreeze to keep its blood from crystallizing. Initial findings disclose an amazing correspondence between life here and elsewhere. At the bottom of the world, just as topside, maggot-like swarms devour the dead. A rare polar jellyfish, strangely similar to its tropical counterpart. Even the Weddell seal, just like man, it must surface for air. The crack dive, first of 3 scheduled dives, an unqualified success. What Shawn will remember as the easy dive.
I was okay. I just...
You need 10 more pounds of weight.
I just couldn't stay down.
This is just a seal hole.
I know.
Let's pull her out. See, if, you know.
I'll be back in. I'm okay.
Okay.
It's beautiful under there. Keep going. Wait, I'm
okay.
If they could see you now.
No, sunglasses and autographs, baby.
Yeah, this ought to try. Can you do that?
The team prepares to go further and deeper offshore. First dive scheduled this afternoon.
Hey, Shawn, you copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Al, I'm over at the helipad. There's a scientist that's going to take a flight out at 8:45 to the Dry Valley, and they got an extra seat.
Come on, Al, let me go.
He gets around, huh?
How long's the trip?
It's only 2 hours.
We'll see you at noontime in the mess hall, okay?
All right, thanks, Al.
The Antarctic surface blanketed by ice, at times 3 miles deep. Only 2 animals can survive the winter on top of the ice. The Weddell seal and a creature fashioned for polar conditions by 60 million years of evolution. The emperor penguin.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, don't you go where vision sits? Putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes, cut away coat, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Come, let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their mitts. Putting on the Ritz.
Now to dive where there are no cracks. A mile offshore, the sea has no surface, only a heavy canopy of ice. Just one opening. The hole. 3 feet across, 10 feet thick. One entry. One exit. A 40-inch pinpoint in 20 square miles. But it will not be dived today. A dramatic pressure shift. Cancellation.
Attention vehicle 665, do you read? Attention vehicle 665, do you read?
Yeah, Mac Center, this is 665. You copy?
Return to base immediately. This is a condition red with a white-out warning.
Yeah, thank you. Here we go.
There's some thin ice at Turtle Rock, huh? That's right.
Whiteout, the most feared of Antarctic conditions. No up, no down, no distance, no depth. Magnetic and radio fields can turn topsy-turvy.
Al, this is making me nervous.
Just hang on, kiddo.
At any moment, visibility could be erased. One mile back, almost blind. And near shore, ice riddled with precarious cracks. The road home.
Attention vehicle 665, this is Mac Base, do you read?
Yeah, Mac Base, this is 665. I copy that. We're home.
All military and civilian personnel are confined to quarters until whiteout conditions are lifted.
For 3 days and nights, condition red. Confined to base by the weather. Finally, whiteout warnings lifted.
0600 hours. We have a surface temperature of minus 35. Wind speed 40 to 50 miles per hour. Wind chill factor of 75 degrees below zero.
Conditions are deteriorating. If it's condition 1, they won't let us out. I think we ought to go out and just poke our nose out on the ice and take a look, huh? Okay.
A calculated risk. But the team is behind schedule.
High on my heel. That's what it is. Okay, good. Next. All right, here we go.
Giddings decides to dive.
Spritz that with
Salt water, I'll get it.
Yeah. It hurts.
Boots, they're blowing away.
Huh?
Chuck's boots are blowing away.
I'll get some new ones.
It's not. It's messed up right here.
Where? I see it. It's loose. Hold on.
Make it really tighter.
Put your head in close to my chest.
okay?
I think my face is frostbitten. Oh, God, it hurts. It stings.
My hands don't want to work. Here we go.
No, my nose. Oh, God.
Oh, wait a second. I got to put my gloves on. It's freezing. Let's see. How's that? Okay?
Over here. Doesn't feel right.
Let me see. It's on. How's your glove? Okay. Put your regulator in. Okay? I'll push you a little bit. Go.
A dive that will test the hull. And Shawn.
There's little question that diving in Antarctica through 9 feet of ice is the most dangerous diving in the world. If you make a mistake there, you could easily lose your life. We'd set it up, or set the dives up so that we'd make 2 dives, the first one in very shallow water that would stretch Shawn a bit and perhaps make her realize her limits. The second one was planned for very deep water and would, without question, stretch Shawn's abilities, and in fact, stretch all our abilities.
The human body burns more oxygen when cold or frightened. Shawn's air intake 4 times normal. A decision. To surface.
I can't breathe.
Is it painful or numb?
I can't feel it anymore.
Roll over on your back now. Sit up. How's that?
Help me.
Just try to cuddle up. Is it painful? Let me make one break. Come on.
I know I disappointed Al, but there's nothing I could do. I guess this is where it stops. This is where You know, I can't go any further. And so maybe this is where I ought to stop. Well, I pretty much decided I didn't want to dive anymore. I just didn't want to go in that hole again. More than that, I didn't want to get in Al's way. I mean, that was his goal. He wanted to dive to the bottom of the world.
When Shawn came to me and said she was going to quit, it was really all right with me. I felt very strongly that she had done enough. But I was curiously concerned about her. I knew there was sort of this inner struggle going on. I was terribly afraid that she'd be disappointed with herself after it was all over. That's why I felt that visiting one of the explorers' huts for Shawn would be a pretty sobering experience. I thought she'd get a chance to look around and realize that failure under these hostile conditions was commonplace, and that perhaps under the circumstances, she was being a little too hard on herself.
And I don't think anything's been touched since 1907.
What an antique.
An abandoned explorer's hut.
I think it's about 25 below zero in here right now.
And a lesson about failure and survival.
And they lived in here?
Yeah, they lived in here for 2 years.
A time capsule. Everything just as it was, preserved with a sterile, germless cold. Foodstuffs still edible, even breadcrumbs, from a last breakfast 3/4 of a century before, during the race for the South Pole.
Newspaper? 1908. Look at that.
Shawn, remember the story I told you on the plane about Robert Scott, the explorer? Scott desperately wanted to be the first to reach the South Pole. He braved some incredible circumstances to reach it. Cold, scurvy, terrible sickness. Imagine, when he got there, he found the flag of another explorer. He was beaten by a man named Amundsen, Norwegian. Trying to get back, he froze to death. They found his body about 11 miles from base camp.
Giddings' story about an explorer unable to overcome or accept failure. Precisely the challenge facing Shawn.
Fire in the hole!
The last dive. To document life at the deep sea floor. A survival shelter. Because of the distance offshore, the team must be wholly self-sufficient.
1, 2. Okay. Wow, that's pretty frozen.
Shawn need not dive. Giddings feels she has met her commitment.
You join the Penguin Club? Get your boats out and jump in?
No. Chuck, why don't you take a look at the suit and get that stuff straightened out. And let's get set to make a dive, Ricky, huh?
Yeah.
For Giddings, the most demanding dive of his career. For Shawn, a sense of failure to herself.
Butch, can you get my gear ready? My mask okay? The seal?
Yeah, it looks okay.
Put your light on. Sorry, down there. Oh, boy. Oh.
Check it. Push the button. Okay. Bend your arms. Yeah, there you go.
A journey to the bottom of the world. At 75 feet, Shawn asked to take the lead. Perhaps closer to the bottom of the world than any woman before. The bottom, seemingly lifeless. But there is life. The Weddell seal. Never before filmed with such clarity at this depth. Its body supple to withstand pressure even deeper.
Hey, that was terrific.
That was great.
That wasn't...
God, it's so clear. I can't believe it. Oh,
Put
boy.
that under my arm. Right for me.
Woo!
Those guys are close on the line.
Oh, yeah.
I looked over and you had that big twinkly look in your eye.
Shawn's Quest.
I did it. I can't believe it.
That was great. These guys on here.
OceanQuest.
I didn't even think about being cold.
Complete.
So beautiful.
Well, it's been quite a year. And I can't believe the difference in me now. I mean, this time last year, I was just your regular average person walking on the street who didn't even know how to snorkel. And they whisk me off and take me to the Antarctic and to Truck Lagoon, to Australia with white sharks, Cuba and Santo Domingo. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. It really takes my breath away. And I think about, you know, the self-confidence I've gained, and I really believe in myself, and I know what I can do. And I just thank God it was me they picked for this job and not somebody else. It's a chance of a lifetime. But now it's time to go back to where I left off before in my career, the changes in my life, my dad gone, what it's going to be like being alone out there. And that's kind of scary. But for the first time in my life, I feel confident enough to accept change and the challenges that I'm going to have and get really excited about it. I mean, I'm ready to go for it. I'm excited.
I'm so